What's going on, everyone? Honda Fit for Adventure here, and I wanted to put out another build video before I took off on my road trip, but unfortunately, I had some unexpected car trouble that needed to be addressed ASAP before hitting the road. Battery in, pushing in the clutch, and when I go to start the car, it dies. So for today's video, we'll be finishing up a few projects and testing them out while driving across the country.
Carputer offline.
When we last left off, I just installed the ALP parking system. Although it was wired up, it was not yet fully operational. I just needed to go online, set a few system preferences, save a file to a flash drive, and then put that flash drive into the control unit.
Interference detection active.
Now that the system was good to go, it was time to take it for a test flight. In 5 days and 2,200 miles, I didn't even get hit once. Now I shouldn't be complaining that I never got tagged, but I did spend a lot of money to test a situation that never occurred. What I did get to test out was another contraption. The ADS-B flight receiver, aka the Carputer for the JBV-1. In my last video, I mentioned installing it on a Pi 400 first, and then having to switch it over to a Raspberry Pi 4 to make it a bit more mobile. The Pi 4 I purchased died within a week, and the Stratix USB to antenna adapters that I purchased were not working properly, so I had to buy a new case and antenna adapters. The new adapters made the install and setup near flawless, but now I'm having some connectivity issues. My phone will connect to the Carputer device once or twice, and then no longer connect again. I'm not sure what the deal is at the moment, so I'll have to work on that project some more. When it was up and running, I did manage to pick up a helicopter taking radar on the tollway. One of my last projects to finish up before taking off was my new car camping mattress. What started off as a 75-inch by 39-inch foldable mattress from Amazon was trimmed down to 65 by 39 inches and covered in Brid material. The new mattress was pretty comfortable, being much softer and about 5 inches longer than my previous mattress, but I would like to make one improvement to it. The way I initially had the new mattress set up made it more annoying than difficult to access the cooler or electronic ports behind the cooler. So I went camping with the new mattress. It's big section, and a smaller section at the end. So this part flips over. What I didn't like is I kind of had to lift this up to get to the cooler, which isn't terrible, but then I definitely had to lift this up to get to the electronics. So I want to put this middle part literally in the middle section, so the two larger sections will be on the outside. Then when I flip it over, the full cooler and the spare tire will be exposed, and then another large section on this side, so I can still flip that over and access the back. I'd like to move the smaller section at the end of the mattress and place it in the middle between the two larger halves. This would easily allow you to flip the trunk cover over to access the spare tire area, or flip the other end over to easily access the cooler and spare tire storage. Sewing does take quite a bit of time, so I'm just going to flip the mattress around, which will make the mattress still do what I want, making the cooler and the toilet more accessible. I meant kitchen. Speaking of kitchen, after 25 years of camping and 5 years of car camping, I finally broke down and bought a Jetboil stove. It is quite nice, it is quite fast, but maybe not the safest to use in the car, but overall it's been amazing. Melt that cheese. On to the next one. Now I just need a better case to store all of my kitchen gear. I've been using a rubber feed dish inside of my full-size spare tire, but it is getting a bit full, and I'd like something more protective, perhaps with a lid. It needs to be about 15 inches wide and 5 inches high for the best fit. I ordered a snare drum carrying case, but it was a bit too large to fit inside the rim, so I'll have to exchange it for a different size. That's a perfect fit. Stove. I think my favorite pieces are going to be these up here. Aside from the rubber feed dish, I'm gonna make some type of structure inside to give it some shape. And then I'll probably sew this handle here on the other side so you can pick it up from the center. A pricier option that I would love to find, but cannot find one in this exact shape yet, is a drum case, just like the one I showed earlier, but with a hard cover, like a camera bag case. That would be really awesome if I could find that. The last modification I did was after returning home. In my previous video, I mentioned wanting to put the glove backs back on and cover up all the electronics. You probably can't tell, but I moved everything up 1 inch and then to the center and back another ½ inch. This brought all of the devices closer together, utilizing every inch, or shall I say centimeter, of space and allowing the glove box to go back on once again.
Oh yeah, we gotta clean off this car too for the car show.
That's going to wrap up today's video. Join us next week as we drive 1,000 miles from Chicago to New Hampshire to attend a car show that we never got judged at.
That's kind of lame.
But not before stopping at Niagara Falls and Plymouth Rock first. Until then, stay fit.
It's actually working pretty good. It's just after some rain, you gotta dry it out a bit. We got about 14 minutes until sunrise. Pretty foggy and overcast, so we'll see how this looks. Oh wow, the tide came all the way in. You could actually see the sand before we fell asleep.